Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first Race with Bia community race. We are gonna get started soon. We are excited to have everyone here watching, and we're very much excited to kick off. We've been waiting to do this community race for a while now, and the time is finally here. We cannot wait for you guys to see what's in store. We have 20 qualified racers that we got all over Bianca's community, and let's just say these guys are fast. They're fast. They're some talented racers, so we're in for a ride here. We cannot wait to get the race started. Before we get the race started, let's welcome the one and only. We're gonna have Bianca on. Hi, Bianca. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, Bianca?
All good, all good. Just
All good?
preparing for the race. Yeah, a bit nervous actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be too. These guys are nothing to mess with. These guys are fast, huh?
Yeah, I was monitoring the live timing when they were going in for the pre-qualifying, and I was like, they're so fast.
Looks like
Yeah.
you got a good competition ahead of you.
Uh,
Before we start the race, just for everybody here watching on TikTok, why don't you give us a little bit of introduction here? Bianca, I'll give them a little bit of an introduction. Bianca is Bianca's a racer, and she's just started her first season racing in a Formula car. So it's been a couple of races so far, and you can see she's good at multitasking. She's qualifying, she's practicing right now, and she's going to be answering some of my questions. So,
I'm gonna
Bianca,
try to at least.
Bianca, I think everyone would like to know how's your season going so far?
Well, the season's lots of learning. I would say like steep learning curve for me coming from really straight out of karting, to be honest. And because of the pandemic, I had to stop racing for about 2 years. Because of that, my growth, I would say, really was halted. But first year's been really fun. Learned a lot of things, and right now, just trying to maximize the learning. Really, I would say that it's been tough, but at the same time, I enjoy what I do, and that makes it a lot easier.
I really like to hear you're a born racer, huh? How long has it been since you've been racing? I hear you started with karting very early on.
I did. So basically, I started driving at the age of 3, and the passion led on from that, and I continued on racing internationally. I raced lots of championship all over the world, really. Like I raced in Australia, Dubai, and because of that, I was able to amass experience, and thankfully, that led me into winning Asian Carter of the Year, and that was sort of the beginning, really.
Impressive. You've got a long list of accomplishments, but your career is just starting, huh? We
It
can't
is,
wait to
it
see
is.
we can't wait to see where this goes. Well, your first season in a Formula car, and I want to touch a bit on the community that you have, Obviously we've got a few of them here. We had over 100 people try register for the pre-qualifying, which is just absolutely
No.
crazy.
Man, I'm literally like heart melting. Like, of course, we started this Discord server, like literally just for banters, for fun, and just to have that interaction. And and it's grown massively over the past like 3 months. It's been insane, and I really feel the support. And I wanted to spend more time with them and show them like how much they really mean to me. So we decided to do this, and then yeah, it's been going. It's been going great ever since.
Great to hear. Yeah, Bianca, she's really been pushing. She really wanted to do this sim race as soon as possible. We were trying to find a way to get as many people on board as possible, and let's just say we were shocked at the amount of people who registered, and even more shocked at how fast they were.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, unfortunately.
Well,
Sorry, guys.
well, you've been on summer break for a while now. You're gonna go back to racing soon, and I think it's very fitting. We're doing a sim race here. and we've got a lot of professional, very, very fast sim racers here. How important has sim racing been for you during your summer break? I know it's you can't get in a car, so I imagine you've been on the sim a lot. So how have you grown over this summer break, and how important has sim racing been as a part of that?
I mean, I really see it like sim racing and having a simulator an important tool. Like in motorsport, everyone knows how financially impossible it is to be testing all the time. And some have the luxury of that, but unfortunately I don't. So I try to just really use the sim to like to fast track my learning early. Like I get to drive on tracks that I personally can't drive on because of the test ban and the budget. So yeah, it helps fast track everything else, you know. When I reach the track, I already know where the corners are, the braking points, and it's just a matter of turning that into reality, which is a bit hard sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. It's you know, I think that's the last thing that we kind of want to talk about here before we switch over to the qualifying. You know, you said so yourself, you went from karting to a Formula car, and that must be a very, very big transition. I mean, they're both open wheel. That's not the only similarity, but um, I imagine maybe some of them watching the TikTok stream right now may not be the most active motorsport fans, and I think them following you is a great opportunity to share what motorsport is like, and the differences and many things. So for you, what do you think was the biggest change, the biggest hurdle for you going from karting? There's a lot, I know. There's the complexity. You have to listen to your engineers. You have to focus on tire
Nah,
degradation, fuel
listening is
consumption.
the easy part.
Yeah, you must be good at that. And then also I know the physicality as well. I mean, the
Oh yeah,
distance,
I mean,
right?
if I could talk about one thing, it would be mainly on that, like how different the actual machinery is. Like if you just talk about it, it's a lot heavier, a lot faster, a lot more mechanical bits that you have to understand to actually drive the car. Like when I first like when I first drove the car, I was just like mind blown by the amount of things that I don't know. And you know, coming from karting, I always thought that I already knew quite a lot of things. But then I get into this Formula car, and I have to learn about the aerodynamics and the shifting and rev mat and all those other stuff that I never thought was so important. And like you said, you know, tire degradation and stuff like that as well. And yeah, I guess it's just, you know, I think when I moved up, the biggest part for me was just trying to learn as fast as I could. That's really it. Like the person that can adapt the fastest will eventually be the quickest. And at a track like Singapore, I'd say that would be really, you know, like the key point. Like you really have to adapt and just learn as quick as you can. You know, we only got 30 minutes of practice every time. We got 30 minutes quali and then we're off to race. I mean, that's as quick as our weekend goes.
Yeah. This race we only have 50 minutes of quali, so
Oh my gosh.
even less time. Good luck. Okay, last thing. I mean, just on the note of physicality, there, what was it like your first time driving a Formula car? I know, if for those of you who don't know, Formula cars, they're going 200 something kilometers an hour. They're taking these turns at ridiculous speeds, and the G-force is just absolutely crazy. I mean, when you turn and they can get up to maybe 3 or 4 Gs, which means your body becomes 3 or 4 times heavier than it is, and they're doing this lap on lap on lap on lap. So, Bianca, what was that like for you, racing a Formula car for the first time, getting out of that car?
Man, I was just, you know, like after the race, after my very first race in Miami, I actually scored points. I finished P9, and I was just sitting in my car and I wouldn't get out because I was firstly so exhausted, mentally exhausted. Like we had to deal with so much red flags and safety cars. Like my very first race, I had to do a safety car restart, and in my head, I'm just like, I only see that on F1 and like on TV and stuff like that, and now I'm here, like actually having to go through it. So that was insane, and you know, so I was just sitting there thinking to myself that I finished, I survived, kept the car in one piece, and finished in a relatively good position. But overall, really, I was just so tired, like physically. I until now, I still struggle with it, I would say physically, even though I work out as much as I can every single day, in the end it's still not, you know, it's it's still not the best I can be, and I know that because I still do get tired, and I know a track like Singapore will be very tiring, especially with the weather as well. So yeah, my first race, so tired, so happy, but the adrenaline just like goes above and beyond.
Well, I think that's what your community love about you. You're an up and coming star, and you have so much potential, and you've shown that. And I think it goes for everybody on this community, everybody watching this live stream, and everyone on the team here. Where we can't wait to see where you go. We're proud of
Thank
you.
you.
You've done some amazing things, and we're all excited to see your road to Formula One. All right, thank you so
Oh.
much for that little Q&A session there. Hopefully everyone got to know Bianca a bit more. Guys, if you want to know more about Bianca and you want to see what her community is like, beyond things, just not just motorsport, but the day-to-day life and see what happens with Bianca, of course, don't forget to follow her socials and most importantly, join her Discord channel, the Dark Horse Discord. We got a lot of fun things coming up, and just like with Bianca, the community, we're just getting started too. There's a lot of exciting things coming our way, and what's next. So keep an eye out for that. And now we are going to start qualifying. 15 minutes. All the racers, everyone who's qualified, Bianca, yourself included, let's get ready for that. And we are off to qualifying. Now, for those of you who don't know, qualifying is what they do in the races. This is how they determine the grid position for the drivers. This determines who starts in the front, who starts in the second grid position, third grid, fourth, and so on. They have a time limit during qualifying, so for this race it's going to be 15 minutes where all the drivers are on track and they can see who sets the fastest lap times. As you can imagine, the fastest goes in the front, and we just keep going down the line up until I believe we have 20, 25 racers, however many racers are there. It can get pretty hectic, it can get pretty exciting, um, because everybody is on track. All the drivers need to make sure they're leaving everybody some room, um, so they're setting their fastest lap times that they can, with the aerodynamics and everything. When you're racing, and you have cars in front of you, the drag and everything slows the cars down, which is why usually during qualifying they're setting much faster lap times than they would during the race. So this is where all the drivers are checking everything, making sure they know which angle to take the turns, when to lift off the brakes, when to step on the pedal. This is when they're just pushing it to the absolute maximum. And that's what's happening right now. And we'll keep you up to date. We're still on our first lap, and we're setting some, again, amazing times. Just for a bit of context here, in this track, usually anywhere anywhere around 2 minutes is how long it takes to do one lap. We've had people in our pre-qualifying server doing 1:56s, a minute and 56, and I believe the slowest person in our qualifying is doing 2:02s, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And now here's the crazy thing about racing, is that every millisecond counts. A 1 second difference in racing is a huge, huge, huge gap. So everyone here doing the qualifying, pushing for the fastest laps, they are literally fighting to get a millisecond faster than their last lap, and they're pushing to get their best. And we're gonna have some numbers for you soon to see how fast these qualifying laps are going. And as you can see, it's competitive. They're getting some really great lap times here. Alright guys, we're watching the qualifying live. We got a couple of lap times. Whoa. We got Lewis with a 1:58, 1:62. We've got Michael with a 1:58, 3:10. Again, the difference here is 0.148 seconds. That's the gap between first and second place. We got Michael at 1:58, 3:46. We've got Ali at 1:58, 6:89. So far in the top 10, all the drivers are less than 1 second behind the driver in front of them. So very, very close qualifying here. We got we got a little bit more time left. Let's see what these drivers can do. for anybody just tuning in, we are a couple minutes into the Race with Bia community race qualifying. We've got 6 minutes left in qualifying. I'm going to take this time to introduce everybody here that you're going to be hearing on the live stream. Of course, as you can see, we have Bianca Bustamante. She is the racer, the leader of this community, the one we're all rooting for today. Myself, I am Vika. I am part of the Dark Horse crew, the Dark Horse team, here helping set up this live stream. And with us, we have Arthur, another person in the TDH crew, in the TDH team. He's going to be on this voice chat as well, letting you guys know what's happening with the race and keeping you guys posted. Say hello, Arthur.
Hi, everyone. So let's introduce some of our guests this race. So we have Bianca, of course, and we'll be having Daryl Young, a GT car expert based in Hong Kong, and there will be Alistair Young, a Malaysian race driver. And it's quite exciting right now as well. It's 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, and the first and second place driver Russell and Michael were going back and forth with us at times. But Lewis Moreno with his fastest sector 1 is coming in, so anything could happen during this 4 minutes.
We just got a new best lap time from Russell here. We got a 1:57.2. 1 minute 57 seconds, 0.234. Followed by Michael, just 0.420 seconds away with a 1:57.6. 1:57.6.
You have to look at Lewis. The fastest lap time. Oh, yep, Lewis is in the top now. Lewis for 1:57.227. Now is the fastest driver right now. And with 3 minutes to go, let's see who can beat this time.
Looks like Arthur was right there. Lewis just set a best track time for Sector 1 and Sector 2 and a personal best for Sector 3. He's now up in first place in qualifying, followed by Russell, Michael, Nico, and Lewis. Let's see what we got, guys. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds left.
So I think we have around time for one more lap for everyone else. So let's see how does it go for everyone else. Let's see, is Lewis Moreno will be the in pole position this race.
In qualifying, as soon as the time run is out, and we have 1 minute 55 seconds right now, anybody beyond the finish line will get to finish their lap, and that lap will count towards their time. If they beat their personal best, that lap will count. Anybody behind the finish line, the qualifying session has ended for them. So let's see what these guys got. Time for about one more lap remaining. Now, as I said, guys, this track we're looking at about 2 minutes, 1:57 to 2:02, 2:03s, and these guys are not playing games. They're setting some amazing lap times here, and if you guys are curious, if you guys are sim racers out there and you think you have what it takes, and you want to have a race with Bianca Bustamante and the rest of her community members, let's see what you guys got. This is our very first race, and like I said, we're excited to have it, but there's many, many, many more to come. So, with the over 100 people who registered as well, if you guys are looking forward and couldn't make it to this race, gear up, try your best, keep practicing, and let's see what you guys got. Join our Discord, The Dark Horse, to enter, get more information on when the next race is going to be and what you need to qualify. It's some pretty fierce competition here, so if you guys think you got what it takes, join and let's see what you've got. Qualifying time is now officially up, guys. We have a couple of people putting in their last laps. We'll be announcing the grid very, very shortly. Later, 1702, you're right, this is the Singapore GP track. Bianca's going to be racing there soon in about a month, so we figured a little bit of good practice for her. It's an exciting track, usually raced at night, an iconic track. It's a street circuit. The corners are ridiculously tight. You gotta stay very, very close to the walls, and there's a very, very big possibility of crashing. One difference about this circuit is, compared to other street circuits, there are a few key moments and a few key turns where you can overtake. Of course, it's tricky. It requires a bit of skill, a bit of finessing, because as you can see from the live stream here, there's not a lot of room to play.
The final few people are already crossing the line already. Luis Moreno is on pole, and next is Russell and Michael. And as for our guest, Alistair Young is in P7. And sadly, Derek Young is in P16. He did mention that he's having some technical gremlins lately. It's not a lucky day for him for having technical gremlins right during a sim race. But let's hope the best for him.
Bianca, you're finished with your qualifying session. How did it go?
I don't. I mean, it was okay. Quite a bit short. I guess not having a serious practice didn't help me, but it's okay. It's all
Yeah,
good.
half the
Learning.
time you're used to, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficult track for sure. Sweating.
All right, for anybody just tuning in, we're finishing up with our qualifying here at the Singapore track. We've got our grid ready to go. We're gonna be racing very, very, very shortly. It's coming up soon. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to be having a 12 race lap. So that's 12 laps for everybody to do what they can. Try to get as far forward. Like I said, this track is not the easiest track to overtake. It's a tight, tight circuit, a lot of sharp turns, and a whole lot of walls. Not a lot of room to go off the track. So it requires a lot of technical skill here. Let's see what the racers have in store for us during this race. "30 seconds until race time, guys. Get ready." During these races, first lap is always the most important. Anybody who can get away quick at the beginning can set themselves apart from the rest of the pack, won't have to deal with fighting anybody in the race, so let's see.
Oh,
It's lights out and away we go. Let's see. Lewis getting away well. Into the first couple of turns, this is a tricky one. You got a lot of space to move, but you got to be careful. There's 20 drivers coming into the track. You got to make sure you're not hitting anybody here. Ooh, looks like you got a couple of collisions over there in turn 3.
everyone's getting really tight. It's right behind each other. Daryl Young is dropping back. I'm not sure what happened there. And so Shoka Sutino is catching up really quickly.
This is a tight one, guys. First lap, and looks like no one's broken away too far. They're still on everybody's tail. Everybody's racing the same spec cars here, so nobody is at a disadvantage. We're testing pure skill, pure racing.
Oh, I have a crash somewhere. Barino, spin on the cart. I think Bianca got a couple of places from there.
Ooh, bit of contact there. Good recovery from the professional driver. This is a nice, fun community race. Of course, in racing, it's you want to push to make sure you're getting ahead, but you also want to make sure you're giving all the drivers space.
Lewis and Russell are away from the pack. They're against each other. Pretty close between them, like 0.03 seconds.
Looks like we got our 2 leaders there, both setting personal best and track best. Lewis doing Lewis and Russell ahead of the pack. Russell still on Lewis's tail, only half a second in between them. Let's see what can come out of this. Lewis just set a personal best for Sector 1 and Sector 2, but Russell on his tail just set the fastest time for Sector 2 with a 44.6. We got a tight race here, guys. The fight for first place, Lewis in first, Russell just behind them, only half a second. The fight for third place, we got Miko and Calix, with Calix again just half a second behind Miko. For anybody just joining us on this live stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the first community race we have with Bianca and the Dark Horse community. We have got 20 of the fastest drivers in our community joining this race, racing alongside Bianca. Ooh, bit of a spin into the wall there, right as I'm talking. Recovered well, recovered well.
The fight between P1 and P2 and the fight between P3 and P4 are really tight. Lewis and Russell are getting really close to each other. Let's see when do they strike at each other.
Only 3 laps in, we've got a lot going on here, guys. You've got a couple of crashes, a lot of overtakes. Let's see what's next to come.
Oh, big crash. King David spins heavily.
Trying to recover well. It's difficult on this track. When you spin out, you have to make sure you're entering back on the track in a safe manner. We've got a lot of racers coming in on every turn, so when you're spinning, you gotta make sure to keep both eyes open, look left and right, keep it safe because you don't want to crash into anybody coming into the corner you've just spun out on.
Oh, there's a crash in turn 3, turn 2. Okay, they recovered. Yeah, when you crash, when you spin, you overheat your tires pretty quickly as well. So you kind of lose your time after you spin. Even you lose your time getting the wall, but you heat up your tires way too much as well. So you have to find some time cool down cool down your tires a bit.
That's what's amazing about these games, you know, even though it is online technology and the way it's going so far, these games are extremely accurate. Of course, they cannot match the physicality of driving in an actual Formula car, but everything from tire degradation to aerodynamics and overheating the engine, overheating the tires, those all play in to your race. And those are all things that you have to consider, even though, of course, it is it is only on a computer, but these technicalities do still matter in this race. That's what these race car drivers, this is what these sim drivers here are watching out for, and they have to be careful for as well. As you can already see with all these people spinning out, if you press on the throttle a little too excitedly there, and if your tires are overheated and they don't have that grip, you're gonna spin out, and you got to be careful because maybe you're not just taking out the chances of your own race and getting these points, but you also put other drivers at risk of their race as well. I see we've got some new people on the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, this is our first ever race with Bia race. We got community members racing here. If you guys are watching, whether you're a fan of motorsport or you're a fan of Bianca and you want to see her journey in her racing career and you want to see where she goes and where this amazing talent, potential, and hard work behind the scenes will take her, be sure to join us on the Dark Horse community. We have a lot of fun nights there. We do fun things like this. This is our first try at a community sim race. There's a lot of work that needs to go on in the back end to make sure that a race like this can happen and happen smoothly and that everybody can join and have a fun time, test the limits, and you know, that's what's great about the internet, about games like this is you have a chance to see what it's like to race with a professional race car driver and test yourself really. It's great, you know. For Bianca as well, I know she really loves her community, and so doing fun things like this is really important to her. And yeah, just getting the word of motorsport out there. You know, Formula One has been a trending topic, a hot topic, but there's so much more to motorsport that not a lot of people know and not a lot of people see, and especially for women in motorsport, you don't see a lot of female faces, and especially no female drivers in the top level of Formula One there. So for us to be able to share with you guys and have you guys come along the journey with us and with Bianca as her career progresses. Like I said, she's in her first season racing in a Formula car, so everyone is excited to see where she goes. Make sure you join the TDH community, the Dark Horse. We got a lot of exciting things coming up, and for all the Filipino fans, we have a special pre-order coming up for teas. I know the Dark Horse community has been waiting for that for a while now, and we finally got them ready. Pre-orders are going to open very, very soon. So for the Dark Horse members, if you're a member of the Dark Horse, pre-orders are actually open to you early on Monday. We will have them open. We'll have more timings and details on our Discord. We have them set up already, actually. And so make sure you get in there, pre-order your teas so that you can support Bianca. We have a special limited edition Filipino tea, a special design. And for the general public, if there's anybody watching, we have the pre-orders open for you on Wednesday as well. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys have any questions, like I said, feel free, join our Dark Horse community. We got a lot of fun conversations, a lot of fun game nights and streams with Bianca going on there. You get a little inside look on what it's like to be a race car driver because it's a lot more than the flashy traveling and the fast cars that you see. A lot of hard work, a lot of training goes on behind it.
Just past the second lap point, so we'll be just less than halfway there. As an update, Lewis and Russell are still fighting for the lead. They're still really close. And as for third place, Alex Poon has started to run away from the pack as well. And there's a bunch a train behind them at P9. So there's like 5 people fighting for P9. It's gonna be really close for those places. Yeah, the fight for P10 is getting closer and closer. There's 4 cars trying to fight for P9.
Four laps remaining in the race, guys. We got a lot of close fights here. Lewis and Russell still going at it like they have been this entire race. Russell still just 0.5 seconds behind Lewis. Let's see where that's going to go. Russell's got 4 laps to make something out of that. We've got our special guest, Alistair O'Young, trailing just behind Lewis as well, fighting for fourth. Let's see where this is going to go. Quarter of the race left to go. We got 3 laps remaining. Ooh, Russell catching up to Lewis. Let's see what he can do there. Only 0.003 seconds. A few more laps to get it done. Let's see what can happen. welcome to all the new people on the stream. You came at an exciting time. We got 3 laps remaining of our 12-lap race here. The first ever race with Bia. Community members are strong. They're going at it. We got a best lap of 157. We got a tight fight for first place there. A fight for the first place. Let's see who's going to make it on the podium at the end of this. Ooh, bad spin, bad spin. This is just what I was talking about here. You got to be careful to look at the track and make sure you're not reversing when another car is coming in. That's why crashing out and spinning can cost a lot more to your race than just a couple of seconds. And a couple of seconds in racing is a long, long time.
And Russell and Lewis are still fighting each other. It's only a couple more laps left, and they're still fighting. And let's see what happens. Oh, what's that? For P5? Yeah, P5 and P6. They're still fighting us out. Really fighting really closely. And as for P9 and P10 as well, they are still fighting really, really closely. There's a lot of good fights happening during this race.
The fight for P9, we got Saeed only half a second behind Michael. 2 laps remaining. Let's see what can come out of this.
And we're going for the final corner for the final lap. And Lewis and Russell is crossing for the final lap. But there are some back markers coming up, though. Let's see how they deal with this back marker. Right to the final few corners. Here they cross the line. Lewis is still in front of Russell. Russell's probably have a couple more chances to move against him. Let's see what it goes.
That's right, Arthur. Like I said, only a couple of places that you can overtake here, so he's gonna have to be careful with where he decides to go. We don't want any big crashes in the last lap there. Let's see.
All right, final corner. Let's see. Lewis is still in front. Lewis crossed the line. He's first place. And next, Russell crosses the line. And coming up next is Khaled Spoon coming and Lewis Del Reyes and Alex De Jong.
Whew, we've got some fast community members here, guys. Everybody in TDH seems to be a proper racer. It's been a tight race. Only less than a second in between first and second place. We are on the last lap. We're waiting for a couple more racers to cross that finish line. Whew. Guys, this has been a tight race. A lot of exciting things, people fighting for positions. Couple of spins, but they got back on track there. Now, for those of you just tuning in, this is an open event to anybody in the Dark Horse community. If you have a sim and you think you've got what it takes, join our Discord, join that Dark Horse community. See, next time we have a Race with Bia event, join the pre-qualifying. This time around, we had 100 people register for our pre-quali, and it was tight. Ooh, there you go. Last across the finish line. That is it for the race. All right, guys, that is the end of the first Race with Bia community race. We've got Bianca here on our live stream who just finished that race. We're going to have a talk with her in a bit as she cools down. Before we go on with that, once again, guys, this has been a very tight race. You've got some talented sim drivers there. For anybody who's curious, this is an open race that we hold. This is our first one, a lot more to come in the future, and we're looking forward to see what next talents that we have. You never know. Maybe we're hosting the next up and coming sim star, up and coming race star.
Man, am I sweating?
Hi Bianca, how are you doing? How are you?
It is my first ever race, first ever sim race that I did.
Yeah?
It's fun, yeah.
How'd you find it?
I guess that's when you really know that as separate like a sim racer and a real racer, because I found it so tough. I'm sweating so much because like you can't feel anything, so you just visualize things, and the minute that you lose the tiniest bit of focus, you're gone. You're literally in the wall, and it's insane.
So I guess that's one of the similarities between sim race and a real race, huh? You got to be
Yeah,
focused
you do.
100% of the time.
I mean, all you've got really is the feel with the wheel, but aside from that, you can't feel your rear if it's about to snap. All you can rely on really is the visuals, and I was like, ah. But it's fun. It really is. I'm just sweating so much.
For anybody out there who's curious, um, these 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 sim races and these sim rigs, they're not simple steering wheels. I mean, you get some major feedback on that steering wheel, don't you, Bianca?
I do like the wheel that I have now. It's the Fanatec. I have a direct drive podium as well, and of course the wheel. It does feel very closely like similar way as I would say in real life, but of course, real life is still a lot different compared to sim racing. But yeah, I mean, like if you guys can see the wheel that I have, it has all the buttons to activate DRS if ever we do have one, to change brake bias. So yeah, I mean, like the equipment that we have now is insane.
Definitely, definitely. So, you've just completed the first community race. How do you feel about the talent we got here? Any potential winners? Anyone going into Formula One?
Oh, I mean, the future is bright with racing. That's all I could say, really. There's been a lot of like really quick drivers. Even I can't keep up. But yeah, that's I would say that right now because of the pandemic, sim racing has been so accessible to a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of sim racers out there that's really trying to make it into real life racing, and they're doing so good. And I really do think it's possible. I mean, if you're quick here, all you can really do is put it in real life, and you're pretty much there.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, that's the whole point where, that's what it is about the Dark Horse community. Finding people who may not have the resources, but they have that talent and they have that
Yeah.
potential. And it's so great the where racing is going. It's becoming a lot more accessible to a lot of people. There's still a long way to go. It's an expensive sport, but seeing this seeing this sim race and seeing this talent, how amazed are you? I mean, these guys are some amazing, amazing drivers, huh?
The minute that, because actually I've been practicing in Singapore, but of course I was using a different car in preparation for my next race.
Mm.
It's not the same car as this one, but and like the minute I was watching the live timing, I was like, that's pretty damn fast. I mean, that's really quick. I mean, the minute I saw someone did 156, I was like, okay, I will be gapped really really big, and I will be so it's into reality. So yeah, I mean that was insane. I'm so impressed, like honestly, and yeah.
Yeah, there's some amazing drivers here, and you know, like I said, our community, the Dark Horse community, is growing every day, and there's so many different talents in motorsport, from photographers all the way to sim racers.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that the sim racing now has grown so much massively. Even here in the Philippines, I've gotten close to a lot of sim racers. I was at the F1 Club PH, and I met a lot of them in real life as well. And it's insane. I'm really happy that racing now in motorsport is growing big in the Philippines.
Yeah, and you've been racing around, and I know the Philippines fans has been such an important part. And I hear there are a lot of racers there viewing you. I think it was in Miami, was it?
Yeah, it was oh my gosh, I'm sweating so much. Yeah, it was in Miami, and the fans there were insane. It was massive. The Philippine flag was there, the whole community, and you really feel the warmth of being a Filipino, and I think that with a lot of pride.
That's amazing to hear. That is amazing to. Okay, so for everybody just tuning in, that was it for our first community race with Bia. We had an amazing time. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody who pre-qualified, and to all the racers that joined the race. Thank you guys so much. You guys did an amazing job. Um, we look forward to the next time round. We are gonna keep you guys posted on when this next event is gonna happen. I know Bia can't wait. I can't wait, and community cannot wait as well, because we want to make sure you get as many people in these races as possible, but you got to make sure you have what it takes. Join that pre-qualifying server, join our Discord to find more info on when these things are going to happen, and just to check in with Bia, see how her life is going, and get a little behind the scenes of what it's like being a professional race car driver. Yep. Final thing for the TDH crew, for the TDH members, just a final little reminder: we have pre-orders open on Monday for for the Philippines tees. That's exclusive for our Dark Horse community members. You have all the access passwords on the Discord, and make sure you get in there. You got a 48-hour window for pre-orders. It'll be open to the public on Wednesday. So if anybody who is looking to get some merch, make sure you get in there and get your pre-orders. All right, everybody who's on the sim stream, we're looking to get a little photo here for the first race, a commemorative photo. So if you guys are available and you guys are able to turn on your cameras, that would be fantastic. We want
Our
to,
first ever
we want
sim
to,
race.
our first ever sim race, exactly. We want to see your faces and we want to
Congrats,
see,
Louis!
congrats, Lewis, congrats on winning.
Congrats! Hey, Daryl. Oh, he's wearing the shirt.
Hello.
Oh, look at Daryl, guys. Can you focus on Daryl? He's wearing the shirt.
Hey, Lewis.
Daryl's wearing the shirt.
Yeah, I only had one goal was to beat Bianca, and I did. That's it.
Oh no! I'm so,
Be right back. Be right back.
I just kept on. How was that, guys? Did you enjoy it?
Dude, that race was close. How was the race, Lewis? You guys are really close up front. Yes.
Lewis left, I think. He's coming back though.
How about you, Alistair? How was yours? Are they able to talk?
I think so. Yeah. I think they just muted.
Oh, Alistair's gone.
How was
Oh,
your
no,
race, Daryl?
Alistair's here. Alistair's here.
Yeah.
Alistair
Oh,
joined us as guest driver for this race. How'd it go, Alistair? Oh, he's not working. His mic's not
he's
working.
typing. Mic is breaking. His mic is broken.
Lewis, welcome back.
He's so sweaty. That's what he said. He's so sweaty. Me too.
Lewis, welcome back. Congratulations on winning the race.
Thank you.
How was
Just a
it?
hassle I have to push to talk for this. How'd the race go for you?
It's
Like in
actually
terms of
nerve-wracking. Russell was bringing his A game, so I did as well. But at the same time, I had to look over the tires because if I overcook those tires, I could easily spin out the car. So I was just maintaining a steady pace while, how should I say it? Like, making Russell worry about how to pass me. So while I'm on the groove. So it was kind of tough because he's pretty much my match locally, one of the best as well. I'll give him that.
cool.
Great racing with him. And it was a fun race though, still, yeah. Whenever I'm seated on my rig, pretty much I just get the feel of it right away. I just get a good feel and I go for it as well. But really fun race with him. Congrats to everyone as well who have finished the race and to the team. Thank you as well for hosting this race. Wish we could have more of these in the future.
Yeah. I think we're gonna turn like tire wear off for or tire temperature off for me and Bia. And then you leave you guys on extreme temperature tires or something. I
It's
don't know.
like it's on spinning. I was
You
like,
guys are too fast.
is it really this? I mean, it wasn't in real life. It's usually not that easy to spin a car. Just say.
Yeah, that's fun though.
It's fun. I mean, you guys are so quick.
Did you end up posting the prizes anyway? Did you
you
lose
hear
and know
me?
what he won?
Oh, there. We hear you now, Alistair.
My goodness, what a race.
Dude,
That was fun.
oh my goodness, dude, we haven't even talked about prizes. Oh my goodness.
We're still
Like,
live, so we can
I think we're
announce it.
supposed to tell people what the prizes are
That's what I was
before
saying. I was like,
before the
so
race,
you,
people know what they're
so,
racing for.
so you know, so
They
you get
thought
people
they're racing
interested.
for they thought they're racing for a pack of gummy bears or something. So maybe you should tell them what they won.
Does Fifth get gummy bears?
You can definitely do that.
Please tell me Fifth gets gummy bears. I'll take
Come on,
it.
Chica.
Can I
Come
get
on,
gummy
Chica.
bears? I
If you
finished.
guys want gummy bears, we're happy to replace the prizes with gummy bears.
Come on.
Lifetime supply of gummy bears.
I was wondering why it wasn't announced.
Yeah, we actually got the list here. We got
First for everything.
Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we got some podium prizes here. For P1, that's you, Lewis. We have ready for you a TDH NFT Community Pass. And we've also got the option of a next level wheel stand DD or a next level FGT Elite Direct Monitor mount. Just before I continue, all of this is going to be posted on the qualifier chat on the Discord for you guys to see. For P2, we also have the TDH NFT Community Pass, and we have a next level wheel stand light or a next level FGT monitor stand. Congratulations to Russell for that. P3, a TDH NFT Community Pass and a next level format. Thank you very much, Next Level, for providing these gifts for our podium winners of this race. For P4 to P10, do not worry, we did not forget about you. You guys are getting a $30 TDH store credit for all of your effort and for beating everybody else, for beating 11th to 20th place. Again, we're going to post these on the qualifier chat on Discord, so keep an eye out for that. There are going to be some terms and conditions that we're going to be putting on there too. So you can keep in contact with anyone from the TDH team on Discord or open a ticket if you have any questions.
You can get this T-shirt. You want to be on the online store. Be a crew. Be a crew. I don't know.
I don't even have that shirt, Daryl. I don't
Not
even
yet.
have it.
It's on the way.
I don't know why I don't have it.
It's on the way.
I'm just not part of it, am I?
Actually, we're selling this Daryl O Young worn T-shirt for a little extra. We're gonna be auctioning it off
Be a sticker.
on our Discord.
So put your bumper sticker. You can use this.
Daryl can just do live selling at this point. He can just live sell it. Just, you know.
All right.
So who's coming to Singapore?
I'm going to try if I can get tickets.
Come on. Come on.
So are we doing another race now? Round 2?
Can we? We should. I won't spin this time.
This time Russell and Lewis start from the back.
Yeah, we should have done a reverse grid. Now that they're thinking about it, are they?
Yeah, there's thought going on now.
Let's go, reverse grid.
Reverse grid. Oh.
Anytime.
Okay, guys, to everybody watching on the TikTok live, thank you very much for tuning in. We are going to be ending the live stream here because these chats are exclusive to Be a Crew and the Dark Horse community. If you want to get in on these chats, make sure to join. Maybe these guys can give you a couple of tips on sim racing.
Join our Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord. We'll have a
You got to give the plug, Discord plug. What is our Dark Horse Bia?
Okay, if you guys are interested about this whole thing, I know there's quite a few people watching on TikTok. I just went on it, so you guys of course can follow me at RacerBia on Instagram and Twitter, and my Facebook fan page is Bianca Bustamante, and you can follow the Dark Horse official page on Instagram, Dark Horse Bia. And there you'll find the link to the Discord server, and I will also be posting it on my story for all of the new followers that came along and watched that wants to get in. But if you are on TikTok watching the live, you can go and search my name at RacerBia, and the Discord link will be there. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next time on the next Sim Race Live.
It's live off.
It's live.